Hi guys, today in this class we will be learning about cell formatting options. So we will be discussing it one by one. All these topics we will be discussing one by one. So let's get started with cut and paste options. So like how can we use this cut and paste options in Excel? So these are like very general options which we normally use on Excel. So for example, I'm typing a text here. So if I want to cut this, the shortcut key for cut is Control X, and the shortcut key for Control for paste is Control B. So if you observe here, the text which I written here has gone and it got replaced into this cell. So that's how we can use this cut and paste option in Excel. Along with that, we can also use Control C for copying the text and placing it in another cell. But this time it Control C will not cut the cell because it just copied that cell and pasted it in the another cell. So if you want to cut a cell, then you have to use Control X and paste it in a different cell. So that is the main difference between cut, copy, and paste. So cuts are Control C for copy, Control less X for cut, Control plus D for paste. So these are generic options which we regularly use in Excel. So coming to formatting options. So how can we format a particular text in Excel? So let's take an example here. So this is a normal text which I have written in this. So the box which you are seeing is called as a cell in Excel. So how can we format this cell using Excel? So let's get started with this ribbon now. I will discuss the font, the styling things, and how can we use this all these things to format this text. Let's get started with the font style first. Let's change the font for me. So I will get the font, increasing the size font. If you observe here, these two are also used for increasing and decreasing the font size. Whether you can use this drop down or you can use these two icons as well. So this will also does the same thing. Next is bold. If I want to bold the text, you can use this bold. If I want italic, you can use this. If I want to underline a text, you can use this underline option. In the same way, if you observe here, this cell doesn't have any border. Whatever the lines you are seeing here, those are called grid lines, grid layout. So, to to insert a border to this cell, you have to use this drop down option for inserting any borders. Either it could be all borders or it could be outline outside borders or outside borders, any kind of borders you can use. So now you can see I have used this thick outside border, which is looking good in the text. So in the same way, if I want to apply the background color, just I need to click on this and the background color will be applied. So in the same way, if I want to change the color of this text, then I can use this option or any other colors. You can use it. So in the same way, and so this is about formatting options in. So for example, you have if I delete this text here. So again, if I type any other text in place of Excel, like I see Microsoft. So if you observe here, the same format is being applied to another text as well. So in this way, we can, because that is the reason why we have formatted, because Excel has now understood that this cell has been formatted. So the same style will be applied to any other text as well. So even if you type any other word, it will take the same formatting because The cell is now formatted with our custom formatting. But if you type in any other cell, then it will be a general text, but not the formatted. So this way you can use this formatting option. So for example, I will show the same formatting option using this data here. So now if I want to apply the formatting option to the entire row here, how can I do it? So let's go here. Just I will apply formatting option to this cell and I'll copy the same to the rest of the cell. So let's see how it does it. So I have changed the font here. I am increasing the size of the font using all these options, and I'm changing the background color and the text. And now I formatted this cell. Now if I want to use the same style, formatting style to the rest of these rows, then the tool which we need to use is the format painter option. Is a very handy tool to apply the format to rest of other cells instead of doing it manually for every single cell. So just you have to click on the format painter and drag the cursor till here, and the format will be style will be applied to rest of the cells. So this is how you can use the format painter option. So this is the format painter option we have discussed right now. So the font size is by either utilizing the drop down or by using these two options we can increase the font size, and the same way font color or background color is also can be used from here. Now coming to the font alignment. So, if you observe here, there is an alignment dashboard here which you can use for aligning the text. For example, this is alignment right. So now the text has moved to right. Now I'm bringing it to center. Is left alignment. So the same way you can use this middle alignment, top alignment, rest other things. So whichever thing is selected, if I select this one, that it means that this alignment has now been selected. To remove, to undo the alignment, just click on that and it will undo that alignment. That's how you can use it, uh, the alignment part. In the same way, uh, uh, you can use this increase indent option. Increase indent is nothing but Excel will increase the gap between the text and the cell. So if I decrease indent, see there is no space between the cell border and the text. So that's how you can use that increase indent or decrease indent options. And now if I want to make this text vertical, currently it is horizontal. Now if I want to make this text vertical, so you can go here and click on vertical text and you will see the entire text has been transformed into vertical line. So that's how you can use that. So if you want to revert that back to the normal position, hit on Control Z, which will bring back it to its normal position. So that's about font alignment. Now coming to wrapping text. So what is wrapping text? So let's take an example here. So if you observe here, I have written the text here, but if you look at it, the text is overlapping the cell. It is going out of the cell, out of the box. It is going here. So how can I bring the entire text into one particular cell? So if you click on the wrap text, then the wrap text will be applied to this cell, and the entire text will be in one single cell. So that is the main difference, and that is why we use this wrap text option to bring the entire text into one single cell. And this is a dynamic thing. Wrap text is a dynamic thing. So dynamic in the sense, let's write a few other lines of text. Uh, So I have entered here another few lines of text and see what has happened now. Now if I drag it here, the entire text has got fitted in the same cell. It hasn't come out of the cell. So that is the main reason why we use the wrap text options. And here also you can apply this alignments to format the cell. So that is about wrapping into single cell. Now coming to the merge and center option. So I've taken an example here. So how can I merge and center the entire cell? So this data belongs to the represents the entire state of Telangana. So these are the total number of COVID cases, active cases, recovered, and deaths that represent Telangana. So now how can I show that this data belongs to Telangana? Just by writing Telangana and Telangana here and in each cell seems to be awkward and seems to be weird. So how can I make sure that I write the entire text in one single cell? So for doing that, just remove this, uh, select all these four cells till here and click on merge and center and see what has happened here. Now Excel has converted the four cells into one single cell. Now if I write here number of see now this is making sense, right? So this is how you can use the merge and center option. This represents that these are the total cases in Telangana, and now if I apply the border, then it will look much more formatting and sense. It makes sense to read as well. So this way you can use the merge and center option to represent any data to a particular region or city or anything which you have. So this is how we can use the merge and center. Now coming to the shortcuts, which is I've explained here. So we have few more shortcuts which I will show you. Sorry, and coming to the number formatting. So let's take this another example. So these are I've taken this from the COVID cases, COVID data. So let's take a look at the cost of a test. Cost represents defines the price. Right? So here I'm writing the cost of test as 2,500. So number of tests conducted in India. Let's write the number and mortality rate defines the percentage. So let's write it to. So date and time I will say it again. Once these three are done, I will let you know. Tell the shortcuts for this. Now let's look at cost of a test. So cost represents price. So how can we convert this general text into pricing? So go back to this section. Uh, so this is called the ribbon. Whatever you're seeing on the home tab is called ribbon. So now go to the drop down and click on currency. And if you observe here, the rupee symbol has been added to this text. So this is how you can change it, the general text into currency. But why am I getting these decimals here? So if I try to edit, it will not show me the decimals because Excel has automatically added this currency option. So in order to remove these decimals, we have to, if you observe here, these are for removing decimals. So if I click on decrease decimal, it will remove those decimals. So if I want to add decimals, you can add it. So that's how you can use the decimal option and currency option. So, and in the same way, if I want to add other country currencies, I can go here and I can change the currency as per the country you are representing. So that's how you can change the currency. Now coming to the number of tests conducted in India. So this number, when I read it first time, I can't I can't tell what exactly this number is. either it could be 10,000 or 1 lakh. So in order to make it clear and easy to understand, so we can uh, format this using this comma. So if I add this comma now, this number makes sense, and it is easy to readable as well. So now we can, if I remove this decimal, now I can easily say that this is 1 lakh. That's how you can utilize this comma option to define the number. So coming to mortality rate, so mortality rate defines a percentage. So for changing this general number into a percentage, either we can add it manually by entering the percent symbol, or else we can add it using this drop down using this drop down here and selecting percentage. Now if you observe here, when I when I when I selected, when I added 2 here, it was showing me it gave me 200% because Excel doesn't understand the percentage and the decimals behind that. So what we need to do is we have to add 0. Instead of adding 2, we have to add 0.02 and then click on the percentage. Now see, we got the right percent here, and we can remove the decimal. So that's how you can add the percentage here. Now date of data record. So to apply the date here, there is a shortcut key for adding the date. So the shortcut key is Control plus semicolon. If I click on Control plus semicolon, the date will be appeared here. So that is a simple way of adding the date. Now if I want a long form date, then I can go to this drop down and select long date. Now if you see, the month has also been added here. So that's how you can utilize the date shortcut. Now if I want to add a time, so there is another shortcut for adding time, which is Control plus Shift plus semicolon. Control plus Shift plus semicolon will give you the time. So that's how you can do the number formatting as per the text is given here. And so that's about the number formatting. And let's come back to shortcuts. So apart from these 3 shortcuts and these 2 shortcuts, there are another few shortcuts which are very useful while doing the number formatting. And if you have large amount of data, these shortcuts will be really useful for you. So in this sheet now I have around 6,000 to 726 data here. So how can I go to the last page of this last cell of this Excel? So to go to the last cell of the Excel, just click on this cell and use Control plus down arrow, and it will take you to the last cell of this Excel sheet. So in the same way, if you want to go back to the top cell, just click Control and up arrow, and it will take you back to the number 1 cell. The same way, if you want to select this entire row, then if you want to select this entire row, either you can use your cursor, or the same shortcut key will be Control plus right arrow. Control Shift plus right arrow will select the entire row here. The same way, if you want to select this entire A column, then Control Shift plus down arrow will select the entire A column. So now if I want to select the entire sheet here, then click Control A, then the entire sheet will be selected. So this is how you can use few of the shortcuts which are very effective while doing Excel, and if you have long data. I hope you understand all these topics. If you have any doubts, comment below the video and I will reply for your comments. Thanks for watching.